What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a full face of a brand new makeup, letting y'all know if it is good or it's not. There have been so many new releases, so I'm like, all right, we gotta round them all up and let's just try everything together. We have a new Charlotte Tilbury foundation, a new Rare Beauty, these Hourglass liquid blushes, which I'm really excited to try, new Fenty lippies, like literally so many things. So let's just try it all together and see what's good. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you're notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, we are gonna jump right on in with the new foundation. So this is from Charlotte Tilbury and this is the Unreal Glow Sheer Glow Tint Stick. So basically, from everything that I've seen, it's supposed to be like Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, like in a stick version, which I do really love Flawless Filter, and it's cool that they did it like in a stick. So I have this in shade 3. This may be a little light, but we're just gonna go in and try it. I'm just gonna put some on the skin. I don't really know how much of this I need. It's not supposed to give like a full coverage. Let's blend that out first. I'm gonna use a brush to blend. Oh, this is actually very pretty. It literally is like Flawless Filter. Super similar in finish, like gives such a pretty glow. With Flawless Filter, I use it on its own most of the time when I use it because I feel like it does give a decent coverage. This might have a little less coverage, I would say, than the traditional liquid Flawless Filter does. Or it might just be that I'm using a little bit of a lighter shade than I use in that. But normally I wear that alone as a complexion product, which you can do with this one, but then you can also use it kind of as like a base underneath your foundation too if you wanted to do that. But it definitely does give a beautiful glow and some coverage, just like a light kind of coverage, but does help to even out the skin. This is quite pretty, actually. I like this. I would say basically if you have Hollywood Flawless Filter, you don't need to run out and get this. If you've been wanting to try it and you would prefer like a stick version, I do feel like the stick version maybe was like a little easier to use. They're both simple and easy to blend. This is definitely a nice product and I will continue to use it, especially on days when I just want to do like a light makeup look and want something pretty and glowy. This definitely gives you that. Okay, next we're gonna go in with the new Tarte concealer. This is the Tarte Creaseless Creamy Concealer. I could have sworn they had this already, so I need to look this up. Oh, I think the one they had before was just the Tarteless Creaseless Concealer maybe, and this is the Creaseless Creamy. So this is supposed to be full coverage and natural finish. I have this in shade light beige. So seems like something that I would like, kind of like a natural finish version of Shape Tape, because Shape Tape is definitely a more matte finish. So let's go in and see. Gonna apply to the under eyes. Immediately, the consistency does feel like thinner than Shape Tape to me. Shape Tape definitely has like a bit of a thicker consistency, but it's never bothered me. I love that concealer. I still use it all the time. I'm just going with a dampened sponge to blend this out. Okay, gives a decent coverage, but I honestly don't know that I would call this full coverage. I would say it's more medium. Like, what do you guys think? Shape Tape definitely gives way more coverage than this does. So if you're thinking like, ooh, maybe this will be like good for me if you tried Shape Tape or you didn't like the matte finish, but you liked the coverage, I don't know if this is gonna be the best option for you, honestly, because I would say it's definitely more of a medium coverage. However, if you like more medium coverage, I don't think it's a bad concealer. Like, helps to brighten up my under eyes, blend it easily, it doesn't feel drying. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Shape Tape just to kind of show you the difference. Obviously I do have the concealer now on underneath, but I wanna just, for example purposes, show you the difference like in coverage. Shape Tape is, again, definitely thicker consistency, but much more full coverage. So depending on what you want, like I personally prefer the way that Shape Tape looks, but that's me. But you can definitely kind of see the difference. I'm gonna just go in with Shape Tape, I guess, on this side too now, so we look even instead of having like 2 different under eyes. Throughout the tutorial, add a little bit to the nose just for some additional coverage. Me saying to the nose and me putting it everywhere, but we obviously went in with a very light coverage like complexion product, so just gonna add a little extra. All right, there we go, got that all blended out. I actually kind of like the combo of the Shape Tape with the Charlotte Tilbury because I have this like in any areas that I don't really need excess coverage, and then you can use like a full coverage concealer to basically like target the areas where you need a little extra coverage. So I feel like they go well together. Okay, now I have a bunch of different liquid products that I wanna try for the face. I'm trying to determine what order to do them in. I think we're gonna do bronzer first. So I have these new Say Do bronzers. I have 2 different shades. I'm gonna use Swim, I think. This one looks a little bit more warm toned. Actually, I think I'm gonna use Sand. This one's a little bit lighter. So this is supposed to be like a bronzer. I love the Say Do blushes, so I wanna see how this works kind of as a bronzer. I'm just gonna apply it as I would like a powder bronzer, because I do have new contour sticks that I wanna try too, but I wanna, you know, be able to try everything for you guys. So let's go in and blend this out and see. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, blending like a dream, which is what we like. And I like this shade too, like definitely has a warmth to it. So definitely giving me like that bronzy sort of look. I feel like it's helping to bring some life back into my face because we were looking a little pale over there, but this is actually really, really nice. Okay, blends beautifully. And don't let the word dew scare you because it's the same thing with their dew blushes. Like they definitely do have a sheen to them. They're not matte. They just give a pretty kind of glow to the skin, and this is actually stunning. I will totally be using this, wow. And that shade I think for my skin tone is perfect. It's not too dark, not too light, and gave me like a natural kind of bronzy glow. So I love that, 10 out of 10. Will absolutely continue to use that. I'm gonna put a little on my nose too. Love, okay, really, really nice. Now for contour, I've been wanting to try these new Too Faced sticks. So these are the Melting, Bronzing, and Sculpting Sticks from Too Faced. This is in the shade Chocolate Souffle. So it looks like this. Kind of reminds me of like a lipstick. I don't know why, like a big lipstick, but it's a contour stick. So I'm gonna go in, oh, wow. This is insanely creamy. Wow, okay, I did not expect that. You literally barely need to touch this like on your skin to get payoff. So I'm gonna put this in the areas I would normally bronze. Like it's very soft. I don't know how else to describe it. That is very interesting. Normally like contour sticks are a little bit like harder. I don't know, very, very soft formula, which means hopefully it's gonna blend really easily. Let's see. Okay, ooh. Ooh, it does smell like chocolate. I didn't smell it at first, but now I smell it when I'm blending it out. Too Faced always has great smelling products. Okay, blending nicely. Not blending into the skin as easily as the Say bronzer, but I mean, they're different products. And this is still blending easily. But with how soft it was, I thought it was just gonna like blend like all over my face, but it doesn't do that. It's definitely a creamy product. Oh, we are looking so bronzy now. Wow. Okay, I actually really like this. Blending underneath the chin for this double chin. Definitely sculpts out the face nice. Comes in quite a few different shades too. So that's just the one that I chose that I thought would be best for my skin tone. And same thing with the Say, there's multiple different shades in that. But those two together gave me just like a bronzy sculpted like look. I really like that. I would say the Too Faced one, it's definitely more neutral than the Say one. The Say one, again, is more for a bronzer, where the Too Faced one is to be used to sculpt, but it still has like a little bit of warmth to it. So you still will get a little bit of bronziness, even if you just want to use it to contour and sculpt the face. And I personally prefer that than like the really like almost gray toned contour sticks. I like mine to be a little bit warmer, and that one definitely was. Okay, definitely like both of these, and will absolutely continue to use these. Like, really, really nice. Last liquid face product that I gotta try are these Hourglass blushes. These look so pretty. I love Hourglass's products too. Like typically they make really, really good ones. This one in the shade Whim is calling my name. It's like the prettiest pink. So let's try this. These are their Unreal liquid blushes, and they look like this. So a little interesting kind of applicator. Like, do I squeeze this? How does this work? I think maybe I like squeeze it. This is like hard. Hang on. How does this work? Oh, you push the bottom. Okay, wait, that is interesting. Okay, cool. Pushing the bottom, getting a little drop out. I don't know how pigmented these are gonna be. I actually haven't heard anybody even talk about these, so wanna see how they work. Oh, she is pigmented, that's for sure. Okay, that's enough for both cheeks. But I mean, that was like the smallest amount I could have gotten out with how you have to press it. I like that they tried something new with the packaging. If you have nails, it makes it a little bit difficult because you have to like press into here. I like that it's not the same as every other liquid blush that we've seen, but I feel like the packaging is a little bit, like it could have been a little easier, but I don't mind that it's a little bit more unique. Blending out beautifully. Definitely pigmented, so you need a very small amount. And this shade is very pretty. It has a more natural finish to it, so like it's not super glowy, it's not super matte either, just kind of like mimics natural skin. So I do like that. Very, very pretty. Oh, it does say on the back that you're supposed to shake well before use. I didn't do that, but shake them before you use them, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna hit my under eyes with a little translucent powder, and then we're gonna go in with a new powder for all over the face. All right, for the powder all over the face, we're gonna use the new Rare Beauty powder. I'm very excited about this. I always get excited over new Rare Beauty products, but this is their Tinted Pressed Finishing Powder. I have this in shade Light Beige. It looks like this. You have a cute little mirror in here, and I have like their little puff, so I'm gonna use it with the puff because I figured might as well. So this is marketed as a finishing powder, but I have seen people like use this, or I think it was like on their marketing, like they were basically saying you could use it almost as a powder foundation. You would just obviously use more of it. So I'm just gonna tap it on basically to set the face. I feel like this looks very blurring, which I like. I might need to get this in a smidge, like a shade lighter, because I feel like it's a little dark for me, but you can totally see like where I applied it versus where I didn't. Definitely like blurring, and does give you coverage, like, because sometimes finishing powders, I feel like it can be hit or miss. Sometimes they don't really give any coverage at all, and they just kind of set the face, versus sometimes they do give some coverage, where this one I do think is giving some coverage. I'm gonna go in on the forehead, but I think it's looking really nice. Doesn't feel drying at all. I think I just need a little bit of a lighter shade, but I feel like it's setting the face good and helped to give me a little extra coverage, which I like. Okay, cute. All right, zoomed you guys in because we're gonna get started on the eyes. First, we're gonna start with the brows. So I have a new product from Milk. This is their Kush High Roll Brow Tint, and this is supposed to be a tubing brow tint. So like we know tubing mascaras, but this one's supposed to be tubing, but for your brows, which is very, very interesting. I have this in shade Dub. Now I actually tried this, and I think the key with this is that you gotta get the excess off. This brush has a lot of product on it and can make your brows look a little bit unnatural if you just go in with the heavy product on the brush. But if you go through, ooh, see, even now, I don't know that I really like this product, I'll be honest with you guys. It's definitely like a thicker pigmented product. I try and go in with like the littlest amount. I feel like it just really goes on the brows, and I don't love the way that that looks. I like to keep my brows a little bit lighter. If you have really thick, beautiful brows and you like to do a bold brow, you will probably like this. Because I liked the idea of a tubing brow mascara just because like I don't have a ton of brow hairs, but this one is just a little too much for my liking, personally. I feel like, again, it could work for some people depending on how your brows are, but if you like a lighter, kind of a little bit more natural of a brow, I don't think you're gonna like this. So this is just a product that for me was unfortunately a miss. I'm gonna let it dry a little, and then I'm gonna run like a spoolie through it to try and like blend it a little better. Or maybe I should do that a little bit before. Just running like a clean spoolie just to kind of blend it. Yeah, it's just a little much for me personally. But definitely will give you bold brows in like 5 seconds because it has a lot of product. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of pencil just to give a baseline underneath these brows. All right, they look a little better now, but not my fave. Okay, moving along to the eyes. I wanna go in with the Natasha Denona Golden palette. My handprints are like all over this, but I have not yet tried it, and it looks beautiful. Ooh. My phone just fell, that scared me. But beautiful kind of warm toned bronzy shades. So let's go in and see how this works. I'm gonna go in with the shade Aria to start, and I'm just gonna buff that into the crease as a neutral transition. Very pretty, nice and pigmented, and has a matte finish. I'm gonna jump in with the shade Teak now, which is like a little bit darker, and I'm gonna just work that into the crease as well. I brought the other shade like up almost to the brow bone. This one I'm gonna keep in the actual crease, just kind of building those colors. I kind of wanna do like a brown smoky eye. Then I'm gonna go in the shade Log. This is like a dark chocolate matte brown. I'm gonna press that into the outer corner. I might use this as like a little liner moment too, because it would also be perfect for that. But for right now, I'm gonna just press it in there to smoke that out. Very pretty. And then I wanna go in with the shade Fizzy. This looks so, so beautiful. And I'm going to tap that on with my finger. Oh, I love it. Like a pretty golden sort of shimmer. I'm just tapping that all over the lid. It looks a little more like champagne, I feel like, in the palette, but it's like a true light gold when you place it on. You definitely get those more warm gold tones on the eye, which I like. Then I'm gonna mix together these two lightest shades and use that as a highlight on the inner corners and then also on the brow bone. Now I'm gonna go back in with that darker shade Log, and I'm gonna use that on the lower lash line and just kind of press it on there. And then I'm gonna go in with this shade Sandstone, and I'm gonna buff that out with that lighter shade. Okay, honestly, I love this palette. These shades are right up my alley. Like, this is like the perfect kind of palette for me. Obviously, do I have these shades in other palettes? Yes, it's not revolutionary, you know, it's like a bronzy sort of palette, but everything blended really nicely, had good pigmentation, and like worked really well. So I do really like this palette. I will definitely continue to use this. I know Natasha Denona's palettes are expensive. So again, not something that you need to like run out to buy that's gonna revolutionarily change your life, but I will absolutely continue to use this. And it's a beautiful palette if you're in the market for like a new sort of bronzy palette. I will definitely get a lot of use out of this personally. I don't have a new mascara, so I'm just layering on some of my OG fave, the Milani Anti-Gravity, onto our lashes real quick. Okay, now for bronzer, we're using powder bronzer now. We have powder bronzer, powder blushes, like even though we did so many liquids. I gotta test out all this stuff for you guys. When I said full face, I wasn't kidding. So this is the new All Hours Hyper Bronzer from YSL. I mean, just this packaging alone is stunning. Looks like it's a pretty matte bronzer. I have have this one in shade 02, and I'm gonna use this to just bronze up the skin. Okay, this is really nice. It's very natural. Like, it's not like too much, just giving a very natural kind of bronze. This is a bit of a lighter shade. I may need to grab the next shade deeper, but pretty nonetheless. Now, I also have been dying to try these new Kosas blushes. These are the Blush is Life blushes. So they're basically like baked blushes that Kosas came out with, and they look so pretty. I love a good baked blush. This one is in the shade Euphoria. I feel like I really want to try. There was one that really spoke to me that I was like, I just need to try this immediately. And that was the shade Butterflies. I just thought this looked so pretty. So I'm gonna go in with this, definitely giving like Barbie kind of pink. Ooh, love this. Gives a little bit of a glow, but it's not like too much. Just like a little kind of glowy sheen to the cheeks, which is exactly what I like. Very pretty. Okay, and now we need a little highlight. So Natasha Denona came out with a golden highlighter trio as well with the new palette, and this is what it looks like. So you get 3 different highlights. I think I'm just gonna go crazy and mix them all together and put it on the face. Oh, it's giving like almost rose gold. I really like that, like the 3 kind of mixed. Now that I look at myself like straight on though, it's like too dark. If you have a deeper skin tone, this will probably look beautiful. For me, I probably have to use this one more as like a blush topper because for me, it's a little bit too dark. So I'm gonna try and buff it off a little bit if I can. And I'm gonna go in with this lighter shade first. Let's see how that just looks on its own. Pretty, definitely more like on the icy side. I'm gonna switch the side of my brush. I'm gonna go in with the middle one. And then this one is like a true kind of gold. So you can see the difference between the middle versus the lighter. I don't like this as much as the eyeshadow palette, I'll be honest with you. They're pretty, but they're definitely pretty glittery. There's other highlights that I like better personally. Okay, and then last and certainly not least, we have the new Fenty lippies. I'm so excited about these. She also came out with new lip liners. So I'm gonna use one of the lip liners first. I'm gonna use the shade Rubber Bands and go in and line the lips. Okay. Super creamy, super pigmented. You like barely have to press this on the lips. I like this. And the shade is really, really nice too. I feel like it's a good neutral kind of brown. Now for the lippy, I just grabbed 3 of them. I have 01, but I think that'll be a little too light with the liner. So let's try 03, because 04 looks a little bit pink. 03 I think will go better with like the gold that we have on the eyes. And these are the Gloss Bomb Stix. So the Fenty Gloss Bombs are like their lip glosses, which I love, but these are like supposed to be a stick version. Ooh. Smell really good. They smell like the lip glosses do, and they have a lot of pigment. Like these are more pigmented than the lip glosses are, but they give you that pretty glossy look. Okay, I really, really like this. They're not as soft and goopy as like other lipstick lip gloss hybrids can be, because this is basically what this is. It's like a lip gloss and a lipstick in one, so you don't have to go in with another gloss on top. You don't have to wear a lipstick underneath either because they're super pigmented. A lot of other ones that I tried are super, super soft and they can get a bit goopy. This one's a little bit firmer, which I personally prefer, and I love this shade. It's beautiful. And I feel like as we move into fall too, like so perfect, but honestly perfect for like any season. These are really, really nice. Both the lip liners and the lipsticks. Oh, and then last but not least, I almost forgot, we have a new Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is their hyaluronic acid and watermelon fruit extract setting spray. I'm interested to see about this because I love hyaluronic acid and I love watermelon. That's like my favorite fruit. I don't always love scented setting sprays, and like I love the Urban Decay All Nighter because it doesn't have any scent and it works really well, but let's see. I'm gonna do a spray test. Oh, it's a very light scent. It's not crazy. All right, let's go in. Okay. Very, very light. Almost smells like a watermelon like tea. I don't know. It's like, it has a little bit of like a tea scent to it, but it's nice. It's a light scent. It's not like overpowering at all. So I don't mind that. It actually feels like nice and cooling on my skin. I don't know if that's like the hyaluronic acid in it, but I actually really like this. Like smells fresh, but it's not too much. So that's a good one. All right, you guys, that is everything. I feel like we tried a lot of really good products actually. Like there has been some really good new releases. So let me know what you guys think. Are you gonna try any of these things? Are you gonna skip it? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in my next video.